We've been talking about this for years. And then finally this spring, Mary's like, we gotta do this. So one of you guys must have really pissed her off in the field. This is it. This is ridiculous. We gotta do this seminar. Both of these guys, when I got started like 15 years ago, they were the handlers that I looked up to. They were just in high school. But I look up to them, and there's a wealth of knowledge here. And now they're judging. And one of the things, the reason that they wanted to do this is because they were just seeing a lot of mistakes that the handlers were making that were hurting their dogs. So that's a lot of what they're going to talk about today. We want you guys to ask questions. You know, there is no stupid. Believe me, they've known me for 15 years. They've heard every stupid question. There are no stupid questions.
So now let's start going into the meat of things.
Okay. All right. What is an AKC hump test? Well, it's a test judging. The dogs are being judged on their performance. Not being judged against the other dog, but two dogs have to run together. It's called a brace in the terminology. So they run in a brace. Two dogs at one time they come up, we have a course, okay? And sometimes it's bird field, sometimes it's on course, but there's a starting point, and the two dogs are like, the two dogs go off, and then go on this course, and then we get into the bird field. But it's to judge the quality of the dog and what it's doing in certain, in pointing, we'll look at all that stuff, pointing, bird finding, things like that, and it's a title for your dog. Junior hunter, senior hunter, master hunter, right?
So actually, I mean, that's just it. We'll go with the slides and have more details. Okay. So I can,
yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So there's 4 things you're going to be judged on basically on your scorecard, which you will receive a ribbon for with a qualifying score of 7 or higher. Hunting, bird finding ability, pointing, and the last one, trainability. Trainability score is the one you guys are responsible for. The rest, all natural ability. If your dog points, they've made junior over the years easier, along with master as we get in further. They've made it easier so your dog only has to point 50% of the time. In order for you to pass, you can't have a 4 or less.
Right.
So if you can get dinged, say if your dog's hunting his ass off, tearing up the field, and comes in and blows by a bird, blows by a bird, blows by a bird. So you might get a 5 on that, but we might give it a 9 on hunting, so it'll even out the score to get to a 7 where you still, junior, it's really hard not to pass. I mean, this year,
staying positive. We're staying
right, I'm going to stay positive. So this word, through interpretation, if the dog doesn't listen, don't call it. Just let it go. Put a piece of duct tape over your mouth and walk out. Because the more you yell at that dog, your trainability score is going right in the toilet. Now, that's through interpretation. We kind of yielded out all the field trial judges from over the years. When I started with this, we didn't have hunt test judges. We had field trial judges coming to judge a hunt test. Whole different ballgame. So they're wanting to see this drive and run out of a dog, no matter what the breed, how it clumbered, or, different spaniels and certain things. Didn't matter. They wanted the tree line. Well, it's not about that. Dogs need to hunt. They need a quarter. Search objectives. So if they're out in this field and stay on the 2-track all the way around, anybody doesn't know what the 2-track is, the path? So if it's on the walking path, it just never leaves the walking path, it's not hunting.
Right.
So,
This is about trying to mimic a hunting situation where you're out in the field hunting with your dog. If your dog has to be with you to be hunting with you, because if he's out, like Dennis saying, 50 miles away, guess what? All the birds are flying. They're gone. You're never going to shoot at a bird. So a hunt test is your personal on-foot hunting dog, and you going hunting, and that's what we're trying to mimic with this test.
So Mary, can you guys explain, like, those are the 4 categories that they're, can you explain what those categories are and what a junior dog should do to pass?
So like I'm saying, hunting.
In a positive.
Right. So, okay, we're going, okay, I'm gonna kind of go through, let's present, okay, here, I'm in the brace, my dog's going. My dog's hunting. And Dan said he's not just going down, because you'll see it out there, there's pass. It's not just going down that way. It's not walking by my side. It's hunting. It's going out into the taller grasses. Going in, like there's clumps or, you know, he's searching and hunting for birds is what the dog's doing. And he's got to be able to do that all the way around the course. And that's why there's kind of times, 15, minimum 15, 20 juniors, because you want to see that the dog is in shape and able to handle a hunting situation. So, like I said, so you're going along, and then also too, well, I was trained to look at this, but when the dogs are going together, they're puppies normally, these young dogs, they want to play with the other dog. Some of that's okay, we're okay with that, but they got to be eventually get out of their brain, and you want to get them going and off hunting. And sometimes, I think one of Dennis's things that he said, maybe one of the slides, was if you don't have, the handlers do not have to stay next to each other. And if the judges sometimes, they'll see, you know, these 2 dogs, you know, this isn't working out. You know, get your dog over this way, start walking this way, separate the dogs, get some separation between them because they're too worried about each other instead of hunting. So those are things you have to look at when you're starting off the line. And then they get into, sometimes there's birds on the back course. If there's birds on the back course, you still have to treat that as a fine, okay? And then,
so they have to find a bird to.
Right, they gotta find a bird, whether it's in the back course or in the bird field. They need to, like Doug said, point 50% of the birds. So if they find 10 birds, they gotta point 5 of them. And it's not a flash point, it's gotta be a legitimate, the dog's pointing. I mean, and you have to make that attempt to go in and flush the bird. They're not, most likely not gonna hold, they're gonna go after it and chase it. And that's where the trainability comes in. If it's running and it's chasing and it's gonna get it, let it get it. Don't be calling it, because it ain't gonna come. I mean, they're, you know, these puppies, they're not that far along. Let it chase and get it, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna come back to it. Because sometimes they run around and have a free-for-all. And that's frustrating. So in saying that, in far as the training thing, really the minimal thing that you need to do with these puppies in juniors train is have a recall. That's, I mean, if you can at least get them, when you say come, they come to you. The best thing, the way to do that is get them out in these fields, have a check cord on them so that if they don't come, you can grab it, have a treat in your pocket. Troy, come! You know, he's coming to you, give him a treat. I mean, we do that stuff constantly in the backyard. Between my husband's over here, I'm over there. You know, Rocco, come. You give him a treat. And actually I found a new kind of interesting thing, which is kind of good, what we started doing is when you do that, and then also to whistle training, it's like, Troy, come, 2 toots. So then, if they are kind of far away, they're not going to hear you, you don't want to be screaming, Troy, come! They give the whistle, 2 toots, and they start coming. So it's Troy, come. He comes to you, you grab the collar, you have a treat here, give him a treat. So then he knows that she's grabbing the collar. A lot of times they don't like that. But you grab the collar, and guess what? It's working. I haven't done it for it, but it works. And it's working really well. So, but it's good. And then eventually you'll be able to just do 2 whistles. And, you know, they're coming to you. So the minimal thing you can do for training is try to get them recalls. And you just got to do it. You know, but yes.
Are you allowed to treat during the test?
No.
No.
So this this is just.
This is training. That's why I was trying to give you some tips on how to get them to come to you in those situations. Is it a recall is just big.
Dennis,
Anything
can
else
you
on this?
explain, can you define pointing? So what is pointing at a junior level?
Junior level point does not have to lift paw in the traditional sense that you see on a Westminster show where the dog front leg is up in the air. You don't need that. So the dog basically stops, preferably tail not wagging, because that's just going to create problems. If you do plan on going past junior, it's going to create more problems for you.
It's called flagging.
Flagging.
You hear that
So
term? It's called
you'll hear
flagging.
that, and that can actually take you out. Will it take you out in junior? More than that. More, probably. But we Ken Crago was an AKC rep for a long time, and his version that I learned under was 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. If it stays on point for 3 seconds, and then if it busts a bird. Through interpretation, not every single judge might not see it this way, but it's a good line of thought to think about. To stay all the time, it's just how much training you put into it.
And then the other thing, if the dog is pointing, the biggest mistake I see is, so the dog's here pointing this way, right? And you're the handler. The handler starts coming like this, behind the dog. Because guess what? Now the dog's doing this. Pointing, you come around. Because you want to be that intimidating force between that dog and that bird. So come around to the front of them. Like I said, these puppies aren't going to say it, but these are things you can learn and help make the situation better. So come around, you know, because you've got to come in, you're going to try to flush that bird. You know, so you can flush the bird, and then, I guess we should get into the gun thing. So you're going to flush the bird, bird's going to go off.
There's go.
Oh, I got one more time. So then you're going to check discuss. This is a gun. This is a gun. No different bullets. It's a gun. You treat it as a gun. Okay? So, the mistakes I see with this also is a lot of people put it in their vest pocket. Vest pockets don't have straps or zippers. Gun falls out. Now I can't find your gun, it's in the tall grass. Get a holster.
I guess this is for the long.
Yeah, oh, is it? Okay.
As reprimanded.
Oh, we were reprimanded, so. But anyway, just real quick.
Positive.
When you got the gun in your hand, one of the mistakes I've seen, and I've seen it, you are down here and shooting, guess what? Dog comes by. Had it happen, scared the crap out of a puppy.
That's a good way to make a dog gun shy.
Gun shy, it's up and away, and obviously you need to know who's around you. That horse is behind you, with the judge. Judge behind you with the horse. So just gotta be aware.
So when the dog gets pointing at 3 seconds, try and do this. Calm down. Come off the cloud. Just ease on in. No rush. No waving the gun in the air. Flipping hands. You know, because we've seen
Oh. And then you're gonna make the dog nervous too. The dog knows.
the dog
They feed.
never seen that before by you ever. And he's like, what in the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I can transfer this. What's the flailing? What is that?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the purpose of the backfield versus the bird field, maybe you can explain that a little? Or
Well,
maybe you'll get to that.
correct. Well, they gotta run, like I said, the minimum 15 minutes in the juniors. So it's, you know, like I said, let's see how it's running and handling the field. We do put birds on the back course for like normally the seniors and the masters, so that there's some bird contact. And they do run sometimes hunt tests on what they call on course. So they're doing the bird work as you're going along. Normally here we do a backfield, what we call it, and they come into like a 5-acre bird field. So all the birds are planted in that bird field. And that's where most of the bird work
I
happens.
think that maybe in hunt tests, as you go, if you travel, we've gone to hunt tests in Pennsylvania, Ohio. We were at a Old Dominion Club in Pennsylvania, and it was a very, very small area. You basically went around twice, and then you went through a tent, and that's when they planted birds. And you went back through that same field you were just in twice.
Oh, wow.
That's the goofiest one I've ever seen, but
Yeah.
it worked,
Yeah.
especially when you needed one more Master Rubens. Coming to the end of the season, that'll come later.
Okay.
I have a question about recalls. How should I say this? Is it a mistake to also work them with obedience recalls? The obedience, those are good too.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's any type of practice that's related to that, that's going to cause a problem with the recall.
Recall's a recall.
Okay,
If
I
you-
wasn't sure.
No, you put a dog down, sit, stay here.
Right,
Come, it's a recall. It's
Okay.
just getting that dog to come to you when you ask it.
right, okay.
If you stayed with obedience through this whole thing, your life will be a lot smoother.
Oh, obedience is great. A lot of people don't believe in doing the obedience with these dogs. Those animals are smart. They know what you're doing. You got our first dog, we take him in, he was did field trials and that contest. He knew when it was a field trial, he was gone. He knew when it was a hunt test, he hunted, they're smart, they figure it out. Yeah.
In the juniors, if your dog were to find two birds in the back course, and you navigate the dog around to the bird field,
Mhm.
and then for some reason he starts not doing so well,
Mhm.
does he have to find a bird in that bird field?
No, if he had bird contact in the back, the thing is, did he point it, because we still need to see a point,
Right.
or did he just find a bird? So if he just found it, say the bird flew and he chased it, or he bumped it and he chased it, he didn't point it, I still need to see a point.
Okay, so if you work your dog around, if he does well in the back course,
Mhm.
and you navigate him around to the bird field,
Mhm.
and he starts acting up, can you leash him up at that point he passes, or
No, you still gotta be down for the qualified.
And anytime, if you think you want to pick your dog up, you gotta ask the judge before you do that. And then we can say, we're done, we don't, pick your dog up or whatever, but you don't just do that. Just one incident, this poor kid, felt so bad for him in the springtime. Young, just first time doing it. We'll ask people, have you done this before? No, okay, any questions? But again, we can't do all, because we are judging, and it is a test. So you do have to kind of be prepared if you're gonna start coming into this. If you're new, we kind of take that into consideration and, I'll help you out. But, this young kid, he had the beach club, and he's running, the dog was just not listening to him at all. It wasn't doing bad, but wasn't listening to him. And the dog found a bird, and it chased it, and it picked it up. Well, there was no way he was getting that bird back from the dog. And I felt bad for him, and I'm like, well, just walk this way. And then a lot of times if the dog catches the bird or chases the bird, he goes that way, but we're supposed to be going this way. Let it go, turn your back, walk this way. He's gonna come with you. He ain't gonna leave you. He's probably not gonna go that far away, majority of them. They're gonna come with you, so just ignore it, turn your back, and keep going in that direction. So I kept telling him, just come back here, he'll follow you. Well, he walks over, finally got a hold of the dog. He picked the dog up, and he walked it all the way back to the bird field and put it down. I'm like, oh God, and I felt so bad. And I just rode up to him, I said, okay, you can't do that. And I just said, just go back put your dog away. I said, because usually there's a bird tent, we call it the bird tent. The guys are out there planting the birds, there's a tent. I said, go out to the bird field, the bird tent, and watch. Watch the people coming in with their dogs, with the handlers and the gunners out there. They ask questions, and that's one of the best things you can do. If you come, go out there and watch. You can watch and ask questions and see what's going on. And then again, I didn't want him to be discouraged. I wanted him to come back. He was a young kid. I didn't want him not to do this. So I talked to him later, after it, and he felt okay about it. But it was just kind of funny. It was just like, oh no. Yes.
I think that's one of the best things, because every time I run a test, and if I fail, I'll always go up to the judges either at lunchtime or nighttime and ask them, do you remember my run? They said, yeah. what did I fail on? And they'll tell you. And they're not, you know, you talk to them nice, you don't get pissy at them or anything. They will tell you what you did wrong and maybe how to fix it.
Right,
So don't feel just because you failed.
right.
You know, I've tried to run Piper on many of senior hunts and I got a lot of dollars in her failed hunts, but it's just little things we gotta fine tune. But I always ask the judges, what happened here, what happened there, you know?
A lot of times they're like, if you're gonna do that, ask me right away, because we've just judged 30 dogs. I
Yeah.
gotta try to remember the situation. So if you have a question when you're done with your race, you know, we gotta ride the horses back in, you know, hey, can you explain to me what happened?
But generally, they're nice, they'll tell you what
Right,
happened, so.
right, because, yeah, but try to do it
We're
soon.
there to help you guys pass.
Yeah, we want you to
Make
pass.
sure we're judging your dog and giving you the score, but we want the secretary to be writing out ribbons. That's what AKC wants, by lessening the juniors and the masters, they want more ribbons, they want more dogs to pass.
How old does the dog have to be?
6 months.
And then if you guys looked at all, those 4 categories, if you had to pick one, what is the most common category that junior dogs are failing?
Trained over.
Train to go. Train to go.
It's usually not the dog.
It's usually not the dogs.
It's the
And these dogs,
Trained
hot
over.
dogs, they usually pretty much
What they need to do.
know what they're doing. You gotta trust them.
The dogs.
You gotta trust them too. But
Afraid the
you gotta
dogs
do
will
your
run their
prep
own.
work before coming into this stuff
Training.
too. Gotta do some training, you know, gotta have, like I said, the main thing is some kind of control on that dog. Just not, you know, coming out, you know, a lot of people just say, well, we just take him out and go for a walk and he finds a dog, it's all okay. Well, it's not, you know, it's not, so.
So this here, this judgment, you're out, you've done your work in the field, you come back, there's hunt test committees, there's cameras, everybody's got a camera in their hand. You are judged by AKC on the treatment of that animal. They have no problem with good treatment. The bad treatment of an animal can have you eliminated from AKC for 3, 5, or life. And that's not only the dog, but it's the handling. Your dog brings that quail back and it's alive, don't kill it. Just hand it off to the gunner, if it's in junior or senior master, or walk it over to the bird planters and give them that bird back. Now, if you want a dead bird to take with you to go home, go back to the parking lot, tell the secretary or the chairman, say, hey, I'd like to take a bird home. Don't make arrangements to give you a bird. Just don't mistreat animal, anything.
There's
Yes.
no pinch collars in the park.
True.
No, and none of this, the dog's walking in, heel, you know, kicking the dog, and I've seen people do that. No.
What you've done up to the day of the hunt test stays out of the hunt test. So
Off the grounds, don't they?
whatever, yeah, that's period.
Oh.
Now we can talk about.
There we go. Okay, so, a lot of, like I said, the dog's on point. You see that dog on point, you gotta get your gun out, right? Because you're gonna have to play the gun, because we need to see if the dog is gun shy or not. Okay? So, and the other thing is, you know, you don't want to blanket, like I said, over the dog's head. You want to keep it up and away from everybody.
So Mary, when you come, is there any reason not to just be carrying the gun with you the whole time?
No, you can't.
You need a minimum of, if you're shooting a 22, they have acorns, they have black powder, they have extra loud, up to a 32 caliber in AKC you could use. The higher and the louder you get, the more gunpowder it's got in it, the more fragments that come out of it. It is open. I'm going to show them that. I mean, it's not like a cap gun where it's a sealed barrel. The barrel's sealed, but this opening here, sometimes you'll see flames come out.
Yeah.
You know, depending,
You'll have some
especially if
powder
you
come
use
out.
black powder. So,
So that's the same thing too. I'm saying, you don't have it back behind you, dog's coming by, the powder's gonna be, you
we
know.
had a dog, Jim Bush was running a dog, and Lisa Stokowski was from the Illinois Pointer Club. They rescue pointers from all over the country variety of reasons. Her dog was on point. Jim's dog was coming in behind her. She never saw it. Shot. That dog was gunshot the rest of his life. So just be aware of your surroundings. I know it's sometimes 3 to 10 seconds that your scenario is going through, but just
The good thing is the training for that first before you get it.
Wait,
Has anybody done anything trained for that?
What do you do, I mean, we've all had this where you shoot off your blanket and it doesn't go off, what do you do in that situation?
Just yell bang.
Just yell
I don't
bang.
bang, oh, okay,
Yeah.
just a blanket bang, okay. Okay.
The other thing is, no matter if your dog puts up a bird, points it, or puts it up, or it's a natural flush, and your dog was by that, fire that bird.
Right. So yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
have to be
assuming that you can get it out of your holster fast
True.
enough, or just yell
bird
bang.
contact. You want
Or
to shoot
yell
the gun.
Or yell bang.
That works.
Perfect situation, but if the bird dog is coming in and has no gun, the bird hops, you want to get the gun. So you gotta have the gun ready when, especially when you're in the bird field, because the dog's gonna come around and probably cross a bird, most likely, so you gotta have that gun ready.
Here's a question, so if you're working and you're in a race and both dogs want the same bird, what happens?
Usually there's one that got to it first.
Yeah.
There could be a divided fine, but we only ask for another.
Do you still fire your gun?
Somebody should.
It's either.
Somebody should, so if
One
the
or the
racemate doesn't fire it, you
You
should fire it,
Mhm. Right.
in a safe direction. And then more than likely what will happen if they go through the rest of the race and they don't find a bird, we'll put a bird down for each dog, so we can actually see and get a qualified warning score.
Mhm.
Stealing point, it happens, I mean, you're
Right.
dealing with a dog that could be as little as 6 months old.
Mhm.
God, you should say that. I never understood this theory.
So like, I kind of talked about this one, so like when you're starting, there's a starting point, you got the two dogs, and this I see all the time, and I do it, I'm trying to give you guys hints on things to look for, and they're kind of some stuff is training stuff, but you got two dogs, right? They're coming up to the line, here they are, and here's the handler, the dog, the handler. Guess where those dogs are looking? Boom, right at each other. And then you let them off the line, boom, they go right at each other. Get your dog here, you, see what the other handler's doing. If he's got his dog here, get yourself between him and his dog. So then when you casting your dog off, cast that dog off, kind of give him a little motion, and you're going that way. But if you're seeing those two dogs, they're keen, especially got two males, they're keen on each other right away, pay attention to your dog. Get his attention to, no. Whatever, just let them know that's not, because odds are they're going at each other. Not that it has to be bad, but they're going in each other's direction. You want them to focus in getting.
And if you have a bullheaded male or a bullheaded female, and you know it's gonna wanna do this, let the judge know. Say, hey judge, can I let the other handler take off?
There you go.
And then
Good.
I'll go. They're not gonna say no.
And sometimes if I see the situation, I might say, you know what? You just stay here, let that guy go first. And then I'll let him go. 'Cause you gotta
You gotta snap them out of it.
Yeah, reading your dogs. You gotta read them, you gotta see the body language, what they're doing. Pay attention to them.
So you want to make sure before someone does this that they've been in the field with other dogs. I mean, sometimes people
Sure.
come in, they've never been.
Right.
And horses.
And
Your
horses.
dog
Tagging
over
is
they-
what?
I was in the dog underneath the horses.
So what
and
is,
like, oh
what
my
is
God.
tag? So what is tag?
Tagging is chasing against another dog, and just, you could be right on. And
So they're not hunting, they're playing.
No, they're not.
And they have the bodies.
The first dog might be hunting.
Right. And the other
one
dog.
following isn't hunting.
So how else, once you're in the field, if they're, how, as a handler, what else can they do to break that up?
Again, separate, go in the opposite direction, and that's where that recall
Obedience.
comes in. Try to call your dog off and go the opposite direction. And then the judges take care of that, so they see what's going on. I mean, they're gonna be like,
After many hours in that useless animal we ride on,
they're gonna say, separate,
we
get those dogs away
want
from
to
each other.
see perfection. We want to see something good.
Right.
We don't want to see.
And if it continues, and it's bad, and it's impeding the dog that's not causing the trouble, then they might say, take your dog off.
So that's not physically picking it up, that's
No.
not the
No,
leash on it.
pick it up means put it on a leash, take it back to the park.
Except Wes, to your point, in your case.
So if Josh says pick your dog up, that means get your dog, put a leash on it, and you're done.